All right, I'm live and I'm sitting here going, hey, I don't have filters that I have normally. So, all right. Hello, everybody. So I'm here again with Josh. We're going to go live with Daniel here in a moment. We're just going to let some people come into the room. How is everybody doing? Hi, Kathy and Nix and Allie and Diana and Jacqueline and Lucy. You guys are all here in the chat room. Come on in, say hello. Even if you don't have questions, it's always nice to see you guys come in and say hello. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Tack. Wonderful. Damien, Sarah. Hello, everybody. Just to get started here while we're waiting for everybody to come into the room and say their hellos. Hi, Tom and Juliet and Nicole, Alicia, Remzo, Tom. Oh, I think I already said Tom. You got a double, but hey, you're from London, so that's why. Woo, woo. There we go. And Roman. Okay, you guys are awesome. Thank you for being here. I have Josh in the house with me. He's going to shout out here in a second.
Hi, guys. I'm here.
Okay, and that's my son. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get him to come around and peek in so you guys can actually see what he looks like. But he's writing down all your questions, so that's not going to happen. Okay, he's got an important job. He's going to write down the questions. He's going to ask them. I know that I put it on here and I put it on my post. Please, no political questions, nothing about any of the corona or vaccine or any of that stuff. We're going to steer clear of those kind of topics, but we do have some great questions that have already come in. And you are welcome to ask personal questions or collective questions. Hi, Judy. Let's see. Moonlight Awakening. Did I get everybody else? Gail. I almost said Tom again just to do it because, you know, that's how I roll. All right, you guys. Oh, I don't even know how to say this. Ina? I guess Ina. Oh. And okay, perfect. All right, you guys, sorry, I'm getting distracted with actually wanting to read what you're writing on there as well. So, okay. Somebody asked me to tell my story. I actually did a video with Jason last night, and we talk about how we met because somebody was asking him the same thing. So I don't know if it was the same person asking both of us to talk about our stories, but my story is going to be on the video that's coming out with Jason. So that's going to be hopefully in the next week or so. And it's going to be a really long video because we talked a lot. We talked a lot about how we know each other, what brought us together, his journey, my journey, different questions that we had, different things that he was asking me to just go into both my version of it. And then we asked Arcturian Daniel the same questions to see if what was coming through with that version of it as well. For some of you, you haven't seen my rocks yet, my crystals from Arkansas. Those are in the background here. I have these, and then I have these precious, more clear quartzed ones that, as you heard one drop, it was a little bitty one. Anyways, that was a lot of fun to go to Arkansas and mine for crystals. That was good. Okay. Lots of things coming in here. So I'll probably go ahead and get started. There's a good group of you in the room. Thank you so much. Thank you guys, all of you, for your support. The thumbs up, I'm seeing that we're getting some of those. I really appreciate that because all of that does help me get these videos out. And all of your feedback helps keep me encouraged to keep putting videos out, right? So we're gonna say thank you for all of that. Okay, so lots of good stuff coming in. It's so good to see all of you guys in here. So excited to get to do this live where I'm seeing the audience straight off the bat here. All right. Oh, also, if you are listening and interested in the workshop that's going to be on Saturday, that is the Discovering the Love with Through the Pain. That's going to be Saturday on the 10th at 2:00. The connection for that is at traciemahan.com, and I will eventually be putting it on this video as well, but you'll find it on my Facebook page, you'll find it on my website, and that is a 1-hour workshop with Daniel talking us through finding love through the pain. And so there's that, and I've been speaking about that on my videos and my journey with that as well. So, okay, I'm going to go get Daniel. And then we're going to have Joshua start asking some questions. We'll see if Daniel has anything to say to everybody and then jump into the questions. So just going to go do that for everyone. And okay, putting my mind on that. And I'm going to quit looking at everybody that's jumping in here because that's very fun for me to just see everyone coming in live like that. The energy in this space, it is jumping, it is moving, it is quite a fun place to be when everybody is getting excited about what's going to come through, what's the messages for today, what is going to happen. And as we have been sharing with you and we have been talking to you about all the different energies and all the shifts that are taking place and all of these dynamics that are at play, we say to you, it is a very important time. It is a very important time for everybody to dig in their heels, as one might say, and stick with the program, stick with that, moving towards that dream, that destination point. And the more resistance, not resistance, not the right word, the more that you are finding yourself feeling separate from it, the closer it's actually getting. How about that? It is like that, those magnets that you try to put together, and when you have the two positives coming towards each other, then they pose that resistance. Well, it's about to flip, and then it's going to just pull together and start to show itself to you, start to manifest, start to be created, start to happen. There are so many of you. We just want to send out all kinds of love to everybody that is here with us. We thank you for being here with us. We thank you for your collective energy. We thank those of you who are watching later that could not make it to see us live and to bring in this energy as this beautiful collective, this beautiful amount of energy. You have to think about the amazing ability of the technology today, where people all around the world can all be in the same moment, sharing the same space, even though you are all in separate spaces. We are all still here sharing this space, and not even just this space at this time and this moment, but all times and all moments for anyone watching this video is here with us right now. So time and space is irrelevant, isn't it? It is all here. It is all right now. And we are all gathered, and we are all putting this energy into this moment today. So we want to be thankful of Joshua, who is here and is bringing his energy present with us, as well as he is going to be the most magnificent assistant today, and a very crucial part to this entire system. So we would not be able to answer your questions if he were not here to put a voice to them. So we want to thank him. Everybody, you give a little clap, and we thank him for his time here with us. And so, Joshua, we're going to invite you to bring the questions forward.
All right. First question is from Lucy, and they would like to know if Daniel can be visible in the third dimension if he wants to.
Well, we like the idea of Daniel being visible in a third dimensional reality. However, the way that I am coming in through Tracie is through an energy formation. It is not a physical formation. So we want to say yes, and we want to say no. We want to say yes, Daniel is visible right now through Tracie, but Daniel is not visible in his own physical form as the Arcturian being. Because there is so many different aspects and elements to that, we can go over that a little bit, but we don't want to spend a lot of time on it. I am part of a collective that is of a like mind, that is a shared energy, a uniformed vibration. If I come into a third dimensional reality with my high sensories and abilities, what do we want to say? The empath in me, the ability to pick up on everybody's frequencies and energies and vibrations. I could easily disrupt the entire collective if I were to come into or run across the vibration of fear or anger or hurt, pain, all of that through a physical interaction with the humankind. So that is not a very safe way for us to come in at this time. When the Earth does move into its fifth dimensional frequency, and that becomes a sustainable reality for everyone, then that is when I will be able to show myself in a physical form to those of you who are wanting to interact. It will be like a nice little homecoming party, won't it? But at this time, that is not feasible. That is not going to be something that happens in any near future that we perceive here from this dimension. Going through Tracie's energies creates some filters for us and creates a gateway for us to be able to speak, but also to be able to move our energy in a way that does not put us at risk. And so hopefully that will answer that question. And we do say to you, Lucy, maybe we'll come see you in your dream state, because we already know you come see us when you are in your dream state. You come onto the ships, you come onto the other planetary systems when you are out of body. So you are just, it might be actually more feasible to ask, may I remember my journeys to the other worlds? Because that is going to be easier to assist with than it would be to show up in a material form, in a physical body in the third dimension. So ask to remember your journeys, and then start to write. If you have dreams, start writing them down, because they're going to start becoming more lucid as you start teaching your brain to recall them. And as you keep a dream journal, you're going to start to see some of the similarities or the repeats in the dreams. And then that's going to give you clues to when you're off planet doing other journeys. Okay, Joshua, what is the next question?
The next one seems like it's more of just asking for advice. Diana is having trouble calming their mind enough to meditate.
Okay, Diana, as we are looking at your energy, the vibrations, you are picking up a lot of, let us see if we can put words to this. It is, your auric field is very turned on right now. It is very electric. It is very powerful. And you are picking up on a lot of different stimulation. It feels like there is information coming in from all areas, all around you, all the time. And so to quiet the mind would be quite extraordinary, because you have all of this stuff coming at you, coming in. And so what we want to do is we want to just have you run. We want to say blue, but if you get a different color, please do follow your own instincts around that. But to run the energy of blue, or whatever color comes to mind, up and down through your energy fields, and ask for the intention of blue to collect all the static, all the noise, and all the distractions out of the auric field. And then just feel that energy start to melt in. And then what we want you to do is we want you to imagine that you are no longer connected to the body in that way, not in the full physical connection. Maybe you're tethered to it, and then you start floating off and go into space. And as you are going through the sky and floating up into space, and then going up, and you're in the ethers, you're with the stars, you're with the cosmos, you're with source energy itself. And you are floating around from that other perspective, and you are looking down at the earth, and you are seeing yourself being very free of all of that energy for just a little while. And allow for your mind to wrap around that image of being out of the body and being up in space and disconnected, and just allowing for yourself to not have to think about anything, to be in the void of it all and just be in the awareness. What does it feel like to float? What does it feel like to just be among the stars, and to not have to answer questions or do the chores or answer a phone or deal with the boss or whatever it might be? And then when you do come back into the body and you anchor yourself back into the body, just imagine yourself standing by a tree, and you're just going to root into the ground just like that tree. And you're just going to feel Mother Earth holding on to you, keeping all that static and that noise quiet in the mind. And you may have to practice a few times, or you may find your own technique that works even better for you. But you You do have a lot of stimulation around you. You need to remove yourself from that stimulation, and then you need to do grounding and clearing. Sometimes a salt water bath works. Sometimes sitting by the tree and putting your back up against the tree to line your spine with it works. There are a lot of different ways. Sometimes in this nicer weather, if you're in a country that is experiencing summer months, then maybe you go out and you lay in the grass and you just allow yourself to ground with the earth. And so there's a lot of different ways to help move the energy, but you are very highly charged with energy from all around you because you are very highly intuitive and sensitive to that. And so in order for the intuition to come in and be more free flowing, you are going to want to ground that energy out that is more static and noise and disruption and overstimulation of being connected to everything. And you may also want to visualize pulling your energy in, see your aura out as far as you can stretch your arms, and then pull that energy back in to where it is only maybe about a foot away from the body. No longer 3-4 feet out, but bringing it in so that it is not picking up on everybody else's stuff as well. And that goes for anyone that's listening that resonates for. What else do we have, Joshua?
Next is from Nix, and they would like to know if there are any messages for Doris and what their next steps on opening their gifts should be.
Ask the question part again?
Sorry, it was so Nix was asking if there are any messages for Doris, and what their next steps on opening their gifts should be.
And when are we saying Dolores?
It said Doris.
Doris, sure. And so I don't know who that is. So we need more information with that. But Nix wants to know how to open up the gifts. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Josh. So yes, we just need more information on the name. I don't know who that is, so I don't know how to connect to that frequency. The gifts. We're just tuning into your energy just a little bit here, just to find where it is that we want to talk to you. What we want you to do, and maybe this is a good exercise for everyone listening at this time, we would like to call in all the guides, all the councils, all the helpers in the benevolent form to come around you. We want you to call in your gatekeepers. We want you to fill up with all this energy of all of these who are around you to support you and give you all this beautiful and divine energy. Now, there are some of you that have energetic blocks throughout your system. And as we were looking at this one, there's energetic blocks around the ears. That is not keeping you from hearing your guidance, but is filtering it to some degree. You can raise the volume on that, and you can tune in more channels if you like. And so what we want you to do is we want you to talk to your gatekeeper, each and every one of you. Talk to your gatekeeper right now and say, I would like for the upgrades that I am eligible for, right? And what are the upgrades that could be brought in for me right now? So remove all the energy that is no longer serving me, any blocks, any energetic blocks that are no longer serving me through the mind, the ears, the throat, the whole body, the whole system. And just look for these blocks, remove the ones that are no longer serving, and then upgrade as much as possible in the ones that are serving. And then pull in the new energy and the new frequencies, that which you are divinely ready for. And so bringing that in and bringing in your new downloads, your vibrational downloads, the codes and the energy for the upgrades that are coming in for you now. We can feel it already energetically just coming in right here on Tracie as she is also getting upgraded at this time and bringing in the energy around that. And bring it into the third eye, bring it in around the ears, bring it in around the throat, bringing in the energy of the memory of that which you know to be true for your gifts and your abilities. There is a lot of psychic insight for this answer, a lot of psychic insight that is about to be improved. Trust your answers, because what's coming in is very important for you. You will start to notice a pattern. You'll start to notice that you get an answer, and then you look outside of yourself and you say, what should I be doing? And then that answer will come in for you. from the outside to give you validation for what you have already heard within yourself. And so you're going to get the validations that you are looking for. That's going to happen for a while for you so that you can get confident and comfortable knowing that you are hearing your information correctly. And so just start watching for that. There are some of you out there that do really well with the cards, with oracle cards, tarot cards, with making even your own cards and following guidance within that, seeing the signs, seeing the patterns, seeing the things that are going on around you, and starting to understand them and how they are speaking to you. And so you were seeing the billboards, you were seeing the license plates, you were seeing the bumper stickers, you were listening to this conversation as you walked by, and you noticed that all of a sudden the volume of that conversation between the two people on the side of you just went really amplified, and you heard exactly what you needed to hear in that moment as you walked by. You're going to start noticing and hearing and seeing the synchronicities and how they are lining up, and the numbers at the register when you're checking out, and the amount of miles that you've traveled from your driveway to whatever location you are going. And all of these things are going to start becoming very synchronistic. Oh, look at that, 111 miles. Oh, look at that, it's 1212. Oh, look at that, this person over here is saying exactly what I needed to hear. Oh, look at that, this message over here on this billboard or this post on social media or whatever it is, how synchronistic that it came right when I was thinking and feeling and hearing that question in my mind. So your gifts and abilities are enhancing every day. For the one asking the question, watch your energy healing. It's going to change. It's going to shift. You're going to be bringing it in a little bit different because you are raising your vibration to a new collective of beings that are going to be helping you, and they do things a little different. They say they do things a little bit different. So start being open-minded to doing things a little bit different when you are laying on of hands or when you are speaking to somebody, when you are being of counsel. You may decide to do it a little bit different. And your psychic insights are going to be improving and becoming sharper, like we said. You're going to start feeling yourself. There's some of you out there, we're not sure if this is the one that asked the question or not, but there are some of you out there that are feeling the pull to relocate. Some of you already know where you're going to go, and some of you do not have enough information yet. You are getting the signal right, but you are not getting the location just yet, and that is because that is not quite yet been integrated into the program. Here's why. There are so many different outlines. There are so many different outcomes that could be happening on these timelines that are existing. And it depends on certain decisions that are going to be made by certain people. And so as those decisions are being made, as you are stepping into these timelines and they are bouncing back and forth and doing their thing, it is narrowing down where is the most appropriate place to put you. Why are you being moved? Why are you being relocated? You're being relocated because you are carrying a frequency. It is kind of like tuning a guitar. When you're strumming the strings and there's one string that is out of tune, you got to tune it, right? Well, that is what's happening here. We are creating a harmonic frequency. With each one of you carries a vibration. Each one of you carries a sound, a frequency, and it is like a chord on a piano, on a guitar, on an instrument. And sometimes you need to be placed in certain areas for the harmony of these vibrations to do their highest good. If you're putting the chords of a guitar in the wrong order, and then you're trying to play that guitar, it's still going to make sound and it's still going to do something, but it's not going to sound as pretty. It's not going to be as effective. It may annoy the person that's listening versus soothing them. And same thing with the harmonics of the individuals who came in to carry these chords, these frequencies. So you're being located in the best possible location for both the earth and for the harmonic frequencies to come together. Now, what is that going to do? Well, that's going to raise the vibration of the planet. It's going to bring back the healing waters. It's going to bring back the healthy foods and the healthy plants and the healthy trees and the healthy air. It's going to change everything around you. It's going to help with the awakening of those who are on the verge and the cusp of having their aha moment, and then this frequency will hit them, and then they'll be like, oh, all the right books are falling off the shelf and all the right information is starting to come in now. And so it is very important. So we applaud you for listening. We applaud you for being patient if you are not quite sure yet where you're going. And we thank you for being so willing to be here at this time to help orchestrate all of this beautiful energy. Okay, we're going to quit talking about that now and let Josh, did we get the right name yet?
I haven't seen anything pop up with that.
Okay, so what is the next question?
The next question is from Jacqueline, and she asks, she says, I was guided by my... Sorry. Having trouble figuring out the wording here.
That is okay.
Okay, sorry. She wants to ask Daniel how to access the harvest, and that it's...
We think we remember that question.
I had her reworded, but it's not really helping me at all.
Yes. There are some that believe for different forms of moving to the fifth dimension. And we spoke about this actually with a client today. And there are many different versions of moving into the fifth dimension. There are a lot of different ways of thinking about how that is going to happen. And we think that is what the question is pertaining to. Forgive us if we are wrong. We are going to answer this in the best way that we know how to answer it, and we hope that that will be your answer, Jacqueline.
Do you want me to give you the full thing?
Yes, go ahead and ask the full question.
So it says, thanks, I was guided by herself to ask Daniel to access the harvest, that it's available for those in alignment today. I was granted access to the harvest, and I'm to get the key to unlock it.
We are not familiar with, if this is not about the ascension into the fifth dimension, the harvest, we are not familiar with the harvest. That may be something of another consciousness, another collective. So we are not sure that we could answer that question for you unless you want to come in with a different version of how you're going to ask the question, as we have to access Tracie's memory banks, and we're not, just as this harvest information probably came through another person's understanding of what that is. And so if she does not have an understanding of it, we do not know how to answer it. So let's go ahead and move to the next question.
Okay. Nicole would like to know, what is their connection to the crystals? They dreamed of green grass with clear crystals on top that were sparkling and beautiful, and they're sort of wondering what their connection is with it.
Well, that was a memory. Like we said earlier on, keep your dream journals, because that'll help you remember going to other planetary systems. And that was a memory much like that. Nicole was the name?
Yes.
And so, Nicole, your energy around the crystals, you are an activator of crystals. You are also, at some point, you if you're not already doing it, you should be able to communicate with the crystals. You will be able to extract information from them. Crystals are like water. They hold memory. They hold information. They're like your little computer banks, memory boards. They hold the memories. They hold history. And you would be able to extract the history. One of the other things that you may be experiencing right now is you may be looking at how crystals get harvested here in the earth realm, how they are being pulled up and unearthed and sold in stores and put on necklaces, much like what we got on here. And from the world that you come from, that might be a little horrifying, that it is a little different, the connection with the crystals in the world that you came from compared to where it is here. So you might be finding yourself drawn to the crystals, but you might also be feeling some mixed emotions with that. The crystals here, everything that is happening with the crystals of the earth is happening for a reason, because it is time to bring up the memories, the history of the earth, and the crystals are what hold that history, and the people are what read the crystals. And so it is important to get the crystals distributed out to the people, so that they can access these memories as they start to awakened to their ability to read the crystals. You're one of the ones that can read the crystals. You may even start finding yourself receiving symbols, receiving just knowingness, receiving information as you hold on to them. You may sit in a room of crystals with a pen and paper and just start writing, what is it you want us to know, and channel in the information of the crystals. You may be able to hear them as their frequencies, like we talked about before. Each of the people carries a frequency, a tune, a pitch, a sound. So do the crystals, and you may be able to hear some of those as you keep waking up further and further to your connection to the crystals. We would love for you to sit down and write out, type out, however it feels right for you, bring in the information of what it is you see when you are in this land where the crystals are growing, the green crystals growing at the top of the grass. Is that what it was? And they're growing. It would be fascinating for you to write down as much as you can remember, and then see how, as you are writing it down, that memory keeps expanding and it keeps growing, because that is how they get you more and more information as you sit and focus and write it out. They'll tell you more, and they being the ones you are connected to from that world, from that reality, they will keep helping you to expand your mind to it. So write it all out if you can. Okay, what is the next question?
Next question comes from Moonlight Awakening, and they ask, what else can they do to activate their light language?
A beautiful light language it is. And for each of you, there is a light language, a starseed language. Yours, they're all different because they are not really translatable. If you haven't heard that from us before, the light language is a healing. It's a healing language that is spoken to the heart and to the cells of the body. That is spoken to create healing throughout the human form. And so as you're pulling in your light language, we're seeing you work with 3 different collectives with the light language, and it would be very beneficial for you to we're saying just sit in your car and drive, or go into a room where you can feel comfortable just doing this by yourself, and just start speaking it, start talking it. The more you say it and be silly and lighthearted in it, the better it is. But if you are just starting off with your light language and you're not quite sure how to just be in the flow of it, just start making sounds, da, ba, ga, na, da, and just start letting it go. Let it roll and see how it flows for you. Don't overthink it. Don't try to translate it. Just let it flow. And then one of the things that we would say to do with the light language when you're letting it flow like that is just see where you feel it in your body. See where it pulls to you. Do it for a couple of minutes, maybe even just 30 seconds of just solid speaking the light language. And then when you stop, pay attention to how do you feel? How do you feel when you're doing that? For some of you, it is as simple as the Om, bringing in the sound of the Om and letting that vibrate through the body and creating the stillness and the balance within the physical body. And so it is much like that, the light languages. How to keep expanding it, keep asking we always ask you to keep your gatekeeper nearby and keep them on task, and only let that which is in the highest good move through you. And then you ask for, you communicate with the ones that you are going to be speaking with, and you ask for them to bring through the most appropriate light language for you, and just see what comes in. We had a new one come in yesterday when we were speaking with Jason, and you'll see that on that video. We had a new collective come in, and their light language was different than the one we speak, and it is very apparent when they are different. The mantis beings come in more clickety, and these beings came in more robotic, and it is interesting to hear the flexes of the voice. Sometimes it's feminine, sometimes it's in a masculine, and you can tell the difference. Even though we are speaking through a feminine, you can still tell the difference between the masculine voices and the feminine voices that are coming through and the way that they speak it. And so it is we say just play with it. That is the best way to bring it in. Play with it, but always do it with high vibration and joy in your heart so that you are attracting to you your highest energy, and keep your gatekeeper at the gate. That is what we'll say. What else do you have?
Next question. I feel bad because I'm not sure if I'm going to pronounce this name even close to right, but Inea Miskovitz is feeling a connection to the Arcturians and is drawn to their energy and is curious to know why.
Drawn to them and curious why?
Yes.
Well, the same reason you are here watching us right now, because we're amazing, right? And so your connection to the Arcturians, you have a incarnation there as well. You have multiple incarnations. Your soul has many aspects to it, and one of those aspects is in the incarnation of an Arcturian that you are starting to find your way to. You are starting to connect to it. We're almost seeing a turquoise color ribbon connecting you to your counterpart. It feels almost like it is a feminine energy, and correct us if we're wrong, but it feels like a feminine energy, a sisterhood, so to speak, of your Arcturian counterpart. And so that connection is becoming available for you to connect to it, so that you could do this, what we are doing with Tracie, and you could write letters, or you could write out symbols and prayer forms and different things if you want to make that connection, or you can just make it your own personal connection, or you can decide that you don't want it at all and just say no to it and walk away. So we don't think that's what you want, though. We think once you get the buzz, we are just laughing because we're going to be silly right now, but once you get the buzz of the Arcturians around you, you just want more of that, right? And so we think that you will enjoy the connection that you'll make with your Arcturian counterpart and the information that will come in for you. And always know that when you are connecting with beings outside of yourself, that you do want to keep your gatekeeper close, and always know that if somebody is coming from a benevolent place, they are going to be they are going to be high vibrational. They are not going to be bringing in any fear-based energy, any fear-based information. And so if you find yourself wanting to communicate, wanting to channel, and you're calling in that energy, please do make sure your gatekeeper is in place, and please do make sure the energy feels high vibrational and is coming through with high vibrational information. Okay, what else do we have, Joshua?
The next question comes from Sherry, and she asked Daniel if they should move.
We think we might have already answered that one. Sherry, you might be one of the ones that's waiting for a little extra piece of information. If you feel that calling to move, then it is for a reason. It's for that harmonic. And here's the beautiful piece to that. If you are being moved to a new location to help harmonize the energy of the planet, then just know that you are going to feel, when you get to that location, it is going to feel wonderful for you. It should resonate for you. It should feel like home to you, because you are part of the harmony. You are no longer out of frequency with this. You are lining up with it. So if you are feeling the call to move, and when that final point of where do we go anchors in, then it should feel really good to you to move to that location. And so, yes, the answer is yes. When the timing is right, it will pop in and you will know where to go. What is the next question?
The next question comes from Talk, and they ask if they will be able to make a living doing their dream job now that the world's going back to normal, or should they return to a restaurant job and pursue the dream sort of on the side?
That is such a tricky question, isn't it? Because really, I want to put that question back on you. As we talk about vibration, as we talk about belief systems, there is only one way to answer that. What do you believe to be true? Do you believe that you need to go back to work, or do you believe that you can make it without the restaurant job? And so we cannot answer that for you. We think that since you asked the question, you need to work on a belief system. You are fully supported, you are fully supported, you are fully supported, right? And step into that energy. And what we're saying to you is that you need to be a frequency match to the desire. So trust yourself. If you are looking at that and you have any doubt or any fear at all, we don't want you to fall into a financial detriment. If you feel like you have a doubt around that and that you need to work in order to pay the bills and you can do this on the side, then do it that way. But if you can fully see yourself being supported, doing the dream, doing the thing that you love to do most, then you create that. So that is not a question we can answer yes or no, go do this, go do that. You can totally do it. You can do anything you want because you are the creator, but you have to become the vibrational match to the desire, and that will always be our answer for you. And you are the one that knows, are you that vibrational match to the desire? And like we said, you ask the questions, so we think there is not a vibrational match there. Go look at that, go explore it, go create that desire and that dream. If you want it, it is achievable. If it is in your heart, then it's there for a reason. So we say to you, become the match to it so that you can push forward and be accelerating at it. And sometimes it does take those other steps to get you to become that vibrational match. And so we're going to tell you to trust your gut with that. If your gut is saying, I think I need to go get this job, then go get that job. And then when you get absolutely sick of that job, that is your gut saying, okay, now I'm done with this and I think I want to believe that I can do it the other way now. And then you'll go do it that way. But you are a powerful, beautiful, amazing human being. You are a creator. You are a manifester. You know how to do this. So tap into all of those beautiful energies that are you. Find ways, be inspired. What would it take for you to be successful at the dream? What would it take? And that's for everybody listening. What would it take for you to be successful at the dream? What do you need? What in your mind do you need for that to happen? Think about it, play it out, write it out. What do I need? What would I need for this to happen? And we say this to you because it is such an important question, because whatever it is that you write down, whatever it is that you talk about or say, this is what I need in order for that to happen. It is one of the most powerful questions you can ask yourself, because it's going to reveal everything that's in your way. Everything that you think is a roadblock for you. Now go write it out without thinking about it being a roadblock. But what is it that you need? Do you need, I need to put X amount of dollars in the bank so that I have a cushion. I need to have this and this and this in alignment. I need to be able to maneuver this and bounce around that and create this in order for that to happen. Write it out. What is it in your mind that needs to happen for you to create that dream? And that will be our answer to you. And what is the next question?
Next question comes from Juliet, and they ask, who is my future self? Sort of like how Daniel is an aspect of Tracie. Who is the aspect of Juliet?
Juliet. We get chills even just saying your name. It is such a beautiful thing to meet you. Thank you for being here. And thank your higher self for being here as well, as we are feeling the experience of that. And we go forward with you. We go forward into the future self. Is that right? You wanted to meet. We want to introduce you to alternate self. How about that? Alternate self is a beautiful version of you. You have incarnations. Some of these beings we do not know. You have an incarnation on a planet that is plant-based. You would call them vegetarian beings here. You gather your energy source from the sun source that you have from that planet, and you gather your energy source from the plants that grow on that planet and from the water. Your coloring is a little bit green in nature, and you are much lighter than, that is how we are hearing it. This is a much lighter body than the one that you are experiencing now in the physical and the human form. And And it is much like it is almost as if you are the plant itself. But you are this tall, very slender being that has arms and legs, and it is the texture and the skin color is much of the green and plant-like texture. Now that is one of your alternative beings. You are connected to the Syrian councils. You have a seat on one of the Syrian councils. You are prime director. That's how we hear it. Prime director on the Syrian council. I don't know what this means. Syrian Council of Lumar. We are not sure what any of that means. We are not familiar with it. You also have many versions of yourself that are playing out, and eventually you will become connected to those versions if you choose to be. You are connected to Ashtar. You are connected to Palladian somewhat. You are connected to inner earth beings. You are connected to the ones that come through the portals of the sun. You are connected to some of those collectives as well. You are connected to many of these different aspects of yourself. They are coming through, and it is almost like little family reunion happening right here in our minds. And so you have a lot of connections to self, your future self. You do have versions of future self. You haven't decided yet if you are going to come back to the earth and have another go of it when it reaches the fifth dimensional frequency, or if you are going to just be done with this planet and move forward to some of the other projects that you are working on in other dimensions and other what do we want to say, in other versions of self. And so you may decide to just move forward on some other projects that are going on as well, or you may come back and have the experience on the fifth dimension when it is more solidly in place. And so hopefully that answered that question for you. What do we have now?
Right, so the next question is from Tom, and his question is actually about his kitty cats. It is here on TV. He feels they're here for a greater purpose and that they've been together in the past. And he's wondering if you could tune into their energies and see if there's anything that you get off.
Mm-hmm. We want to say hi to Tom again, right? And that is, Tom is the one that we keep saying hello to. Hello, Tom. And is it going to be wrong that we say Tom Cat? Okay. Yes, that is where our humor goes. Tom, those cats used to be horses in another lifetime that you have had. You used to have horses, and they were your. We think that you thought of them as your giant dogs, and you were very close to them. You're very close to animals in general. You seem to understand them. In fact, what we're seeing in our mind right now, whether this is true or not, we see you communicating even with the birds. When you hear the birds whistling, you whistle back or you talk back to them. You got a lot of energy around you because now our nose is just tickling like crazy, and that usually loved ones from the other side are trying to say hello to you. They are saying hello in beautiful forms. The two cats that we are speaking of, they are communicators to you through the Lyran councils. And not only are they familiar souls to you because you have gone into lifetimes with them and other lifetimes that you have experienced, but also they are connections for you for the Lyran councils, for your position in Lyra. You will have some others that will come and go as well, some other felines that will come and go as well. They are the transmitters. They bring through. What happens is as you keep leveling up and you keep shedding old energy and pulling in new energy, one, they are helping you to create the balance with the new energy, and they are also the conduits for some of that energy to get to you. As you become more and more familiar, you become your own conduit for that. But for some time now, that they have been there to help you balance your energy, to help you move your energy into alignment with your Lyran councils and with your position on Lyra as a communicator, as the We're hearing informant, but not in a bad way. You are the informant. You are the one that is helping them to understand the human race so that they understand the frequencies that are necessary and needed for evolution. Very important role. There are other roles that you play as well, but that is one of them. And you also have very healing hands. Your hands get very hot when you touch people, and you're when you have genuine concern for them, genuine feelings, things coming from the heart, your compassion for them, and then you place your hands on them, your hands will get very, very hot, and you'll just be moving energy. You'll be taking somebody that could be a little depleted energetically, and as you're speaking to them or as you place hands on them or whatever, they will leave feeling boosted and lifted. One of the things we do want to do as we are looking at this energy and talking about energy work, we do want everybody to call in their benevolence around them to come in and please scan the auric fields and please move. We had a recent reminder that the auric fields can get weak spots in them that release energy out, and so then you might have aches and pains or ailments in areas where you are losing energy from your auric field. So we just want to come in and ask the collectives around you to please move through in the highest vibration possible and check the auric fields and heal the auras as well. You might as well use this time for things like that as well, right? And so, Tom, we hope that answers your question. Did we get to the actual question that he asked, or did we go stray? Stray cat, Tom. Okay, we're done with the jokes with Tom, but did we answer his question?
I was sort of tuned out here. I'm writing this.
Just read the question back to us. We'll
know. Yeah, I think he did. He was asking if you felt any sort of connection with them there, because he says that he felt that they were there for a greater purpose and that they've, been together in the past.
Well then, yes. Perfect. Okay, so what is the next question? And we're hoping that we'll probably wrap this up soon, as we don't want to lose Josh entirely with with him tuning out, thinking about what he's going to make for dinner tonight.
Oh no, I'm focused in on trying to write the questions fast.
Oh, he is just working for you and not listening to us. That is what it is. He is your advocate. Okay.
The next question comes from Totally Cosmic Tracie with a Y. And it says, over the past 2 weeks, when passing people on the sidewalk and saying hello to them, they will look directly at her and say nothing and continue walking as if, as if she didn't even say anything. She's curious to know why.
It is a very interesting thing, isn't it? And not an experience that was that has not been experienced here as well. They did not see you. You are vibrating at a fifth dimensional frequency, and you need a demonstration of it. They were not aware. So even if they could see you vibrationally, you were not a match to them. So they were not going to realize you're speaking to them. They're not going to realize you're connecting to them because you are at a different frequency than they are. And so it is just the universe demonstrating to you your magnificence, right? You are glowing, you are bright, you are shiny, and they were in some weird little place in their little hermit mode, and they did not see you because their vibration was not a match to you. Now think about this. How many people are starting to appear to you now that you didn't used to see? And as you keep changing your vibration, there will be those who drop away and those who come in. And you just think that you're now, I started this new job and I met these new people, or I moved and so these old friendships went away. Well, it's because the vibrations are no longer a match, and as you keep raising your vibration, these others will fall away and new people will come in. And like we said, who is it that you're seeing now that you didn't used to? How many of these people said hi to you before? And now you're at a level where you're going to hear them, and you're at a level where others will not hear you. And we say to you, be careful when you get in your car. Just make sure your angels are with you. And you say, may everyone on the road be able to see me clearly. Because if you start noticing people keep cutting you off and pulling out in front of you in that nature, it's time to call in the angels to make your car available for them to see, since you're high vibing. And so that is our answer to you. You are just in a very good place. And so thank you for the demonstration that you are vibrating at a most amazing frequency. Mm-hmm. And it's IE.
I want to sort of mention this. There's a couple questions that I'm just skipping over here because they are questions that were sort of already answered. They're just about sort of like not resonating with your career anymore, and if they should move on with it. And I think you answered that a couple times actually already.
Perfect. So if you were coming into the video a little bit late and you were asking a question that Joshua didn't bring to us, it's because that answer probably has already been in the video. So please go back to the beginning of the video if you didn't hear that part and re-listen. Okay.
And then the next question will come from it's a Turkish name, so I'm just going to go ahead and use the American translation of flower, because that's a lot easier to say than I think it might be Sisek, but I'm not positive. But they ask, where are they at this point in their life? Just sort of if you could tune into them.
Those are such bold and broad questions. Where am I at this point in my life? So we are going to spin the wheel and take a jab at what we think you might mean. And we're going to look at you spiritually. And what we see is a beautiful blue energy coming down from the heavens and going all the way through the physical body, through the core of the body. So what we are seeing with you is we're seeing that you are going through this dance of divine balance, the divine masculine, the divine feminine. So what you might find rooting up for you as you go through your waves of energy and these waves of transition moments, the things that will surface for you are the challenging points of your divine masculine and the challenging points of your divine feminine. So we say to you, soften those parts of you that want to control things and highlight those parts of you to receive, to allow things to come to you, to allow to be in the flow of things. And then what you'll find is as you let go of the control piece and you allow for the flow piece, and now you are going to, almost as if you can hear the symphony playing in the background. You are a keeper of the light is what we're hearing. You are a keeper of the light. You are one of the ones that is bringing in the beautiful anchoring of light. We see blue with you, but that does not limit you to blue. So whatever color you are most drawn to, you might find yourself anchoring that frequency quite often into the planet. And we are looking to see what else might creep in really quick for you. There is we want to say there is something going on with a relationship, and we're hearing it's going to work itself out. It's going to work itself out in its own little quirky way. And to just hold space and hold love for that and let it do its thing. Let it do its thing, they say. And so we will leave you with that. Hopefully that gave you enough information to play with some things. You are a conduit of amazing energy. Of course, you have abilities far beyond anything that we've even mentioned here. So go explore them all. If you're drawn to it, there's a reason for it. Go explore it. It is there for you to open it up. It is Christmas. Go open those presents. Go jump into those gifts. Okay, what else?
The next question comes from Lindsay, and they would love some help with the relationship of their kitten Callie and their other older cat Bella. Bella's not very happy with the younger cat. Callie came to them about 4 to 5 days prior to the Lyran channel message about seeding the kittens.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we know exactly which one you are talking about. Thank you. And so what we think is happening, Lindsay, is that your older cat is picking up on the frequency of the Lyran Council. And so your kitten has a little different frequency. It's kind of like a hybrid. It's kind of like a hybrid human. If a hybrid human is to come into the planet, people without that frequency might feel a little off around a hybrid. That is what's happening with the kitten. The energies are a little too different, and it's taking a little bit of time for the adjustment. We're asking the Lyran Council, is there any way for an adjustment to be made so that your other kitty can be accepting and receiving of the Lyran channel kitty? And we're thinking that your older kitty is seeing more than just a cat. It's not just that it is picking up that energy, but it is actually seeing the other energies around it as well. And it might not be settling to the kitty. A little bit more time to create normalcy, and we are going to send some helpers your way to kind of help bring peace into the home so that you can have both kitties in the same environment. We want to go to your left hand, Lindsay. What's going on with your left hand? We want to, there's something there, something energetically going on. Please give us more information. We're seeing like a lotus flower blooming out of the hand. There's something new, some new energy coming in that you hadn't played with before. So set some intention with that. And maybe even when you're petting the older cat, imagine in your mind the lotus flower in the left hand and then pet the cat and see what happens. And then use that for some other things as well. We're seeing take your debit card and put it in that hand and grow that lotus flower around the debit card. And now we see everybody's going, I'm trying that too. And when we say do it, put that beautiful energy around your bank accounts, around your loved ones, around your health, around all of it. There's something there in that hand. And that can be a message for everyone. Everyone that is listening has access to these same things. But we are seeing that because of Lindsay's question, and we were drawn to her left hand. So if you are listening and you are hearing this, then this is a message for you as well. Play with it. Move that energy into your life, this beautiful flower. It wants to bloom. It wants to bring beauty. It wants to bring joy into your life, okay? All right, what is the next question? We'll try to talk faster as we know everybody would like to have an opportunity.
The next question is from Raymond. He says he would like to know what is the best thing to know from Daniel or his guides and teams for his dream life for his dream life and time to come. What are his guides and beings that he is closest with and the ones to come?
The first thing that we saw with him is the Palladian councils around him. He wants to know what his dream life is. His dream life would be not to be on this earth and be back with his Palladian pals. And there's some Nordic energy. There is some other councils. And we could do this with everyone that comes in the room. You have more than one council. You have several connections. You are an infinite being that has had many, many lifetimes. You are all connected here because you are all coming from the same councils. You have all probably even spent time together and know each other on some level, even though you are all listening from separate homes and not knowing who one or the other is other than seeing each other's names in this chat room. You have the way to bring your dreams into this reality is to start saying yes to you. You want to do something, go do it. You want to create something, go create it. Start saying yes to yourself. You are not doing that enough. You are being a beautiful service to others, and that is a lovely thing, but be of service to self as well, and be of service to self first. What is it that you want? Have you been wanting a vacation? Have you been wanting a new car? Have you been wanting to make a change in locations? What is it that it would take? And we're going to go back to that question. What would it take for that dream to be fulfilled? And start putting that plan into action without wavering. I want this. I want to show myself I can create it, and I want it. And so I'm going to create this. I'm going to get that new car. I'm going to start that new job. I'm going to whatever it is and get focused on it. Don't be like, okay, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. And then the universe says, I don't even know. We're going to just sit here and juggle all day. And it's not going to happen because your energy is not focused. And so we want you to figure out, what do you want? Get off the fence. What do you want? Create it, because you have everything it takes to create that. And you have so many of your galactic councils around you that want to help you. You are, and we love the way that this comes in sometimes. And so we just giggle, and then we'll share with you what it is. We are hearing you are sitting at the right hand of the commander. But as you are sitting at the right hand, you are a very significant piece to a commander on a ship, and you are experiencing the embodiment, but you are also connecting to that part of you, that aspect of you that is on the ship, and you are bringing in information. This is interesting. We haven't seen this before. You have a counterpart on the ship that is a conscious channel of your energy, your information, and you are in contact with that energy to the point where you probably don't know it's separate from your own. It has always been there, and so you don't know it as being any different from yourself. And so you have these conversations with it all the time in your head, and really what you are doing is you have a direct connection to this collective that is on the ship, that is part of this ascension process. The things that they're creating, they are part of the hybrid collective. They are part of that initiative, bringing in information through you to help them understand what direction to take the hybrid program. And we say that in the most love possible, because these beautiful hybrid energies are the energies of the future. They are the highly intuitive, the highly telepathic, the highly gifted ones that are going to be coming into the earth to help set up and construct, might be a word to use, the fifth dimensional reality. Once it is a vibrational frequency that is sustained, they're going to help set up what civilization will look like in this new environment. And so the hybrids are very important to this. So you are part of that collective. You are part of that initiative. Now we want to say to you, we are giving you a 5-minute version of different things that are popping in for us. So we want you to trust what's popping in for you as well. If you are getting different information or expanded information or information that is over on the other side of the spectrum, trust it. You are connected to more than one thing. And so you need to trust yourself as well. The dreams that come, the thoughts that pop into your mind, the information you're finding when you are jumping into your rabbit holes of information. So we want all of you to trust what you get as well. Use everything with discernment, right? If it feels right, take it. If it doesn't, do not. And we are not a perfect system here. We are reading energies just like your psychic intuitive people of Earth do. So it is not like we are infinite information connected and tapped into the God source himself or into all of your Akashic records. We are reading your energy much like you do. We are just, we have a stronger psychic imprint, maybe is a word that we could use, but not necessarily for each person, because if you are putting any resistance into what we have to say, then that will create a block. So you have to understand that we are not the infinite spewing information from the all-knowing sources. We are reading the energies and the frequencies around you, just as somebody that is in your reality does for you. Hopefully that makes sense. And we just want everyone to understand that we also are just working with the intuitive pieces, and we do not have all the information sitting in front of us. You have your counsels, you have your guides. We like to take you to them. We know how to do that. And then they may have the answers you seek. But until we take those journeys, we do not have access to it. And so, okay, with that, Josh, what else do we have? Are we getting close to winding up, or do we have a lot yet to go?
I mean, there's there's a lot of questions, but I mean, we can.
Let's take 2 more questions, and then we'll go ahead and wind this up.
Next question will be from Northern Lights.
Mm-hmm.
Why do they feel that there's a huge shift coming for them, and what will that be? They're feeling it in their heart chakra strongly, and it feels beautiful.
It's always beautiful, isn't it? Hello, by the way. And yes, we want you to understand that there will be a shift. Everyone that is listening, there is going to be a change coming. There is a change for the whole planetary system. There's individual changes. There's a lot of change coming. So yes, your feeling on that is right. You're going to be. What is that change? Let's see if they'll show us what that change is. Sometimes we do not get to know, because here's a little trick about looking at it. When you look at something, it changes it. When you put energy towards it, then now it is no longer the same, right? So what was originally coming at you, then you say, oh, let's look at that. And then you look at it, and now you have new information. So it changes the way that it's coming at you, because you have changed the amount of information. You have changed it. So when we look at this information, what we want to do is we want to ask, do we have permission to see it? And it feels like a little bit of information is there. There is not a lot that they're going to share with this, because you have designed it this way, is what they're saying. You have designed it this way so that you wouldn't see it coming, so that you wouldn't know what it is, so that you don't overthink it, so that you don't sabotage it, so you don't overplay it. But you have the feeling, you know something is coming, and they're asking you stay open to that and stay flexible and stay ready for the change to come in, and for the multitudes of, there's a lot of light refractions coming in. So there's a lot of shifts within the physical earth itself, shifts within the energy and the vibration around you. We don't know if that means you are physically moving, but it could possibly mean you are physically moving to something more appropriate. And as you know, they want to put you on those ley lines. They want to put you on the pressure points and the pulse of the planet, to move through those ley lines and to clear the energies of the ley lines. There's possibly a relocation for you, but that is not something we're getting as a certain. That is something we're getting as a possibility with this feeling of earth change. We will confirm that, yes, we are also feeling that change is something coming for you. And we are confirming that you're going to enjoy it. You're going to be launched into a whole nother direction. Next year, this time, you'll be going, I can't believe this is my life, and this is what I am doing. And it feels like there is pivotal people, one or two pivotal people that are going to be coming across you and your story, and wanting to know more, and it's going to evolve, and it's going to take you in a new direction with that as well. So because we are feeling limited on our information and what we can share with you, we just want to validate, yes, keep going with how that feels to you, keep following your guidance with that, and we'll go ahead and wrap it up there. And what's the next one?
Last question here is from Damien, and he asks, does Arcturian energy, sorry, tongue tie. Does Arcturian energy have a main color? I was told I was from Vega in Lyra, and it's a strong blue color.
We've never been asked that before. Is it a color? We would like to say that there is a blue and a purple, and there's a spectrum of colors that is not visible by the human eye. The human eye can only pick up a certain spectrum of light, and so there are some of the spectrums of light that are not visible to the human eye, and that comes in with us as well. As we are looking at Arcturus, there is a lot of the violet light. There is a lot of, we want to say, blue and violet. And it is more of a cobalt blue. And we are asking, does this change with people? What is the colors? This is such an interesting question, because it is causing us to look at something we haven't looked at before. And Tracie goes into that childlike wonderment in here, and she is going, oh, let's check this out. And so what we are seeing is that connection with her, when she is connecting to the Arcturus collective, it comes in with that blue and that purple, but then when it unites with her energy, so it's coming this way and she's coming this way, and we're connecting these energies, it changes the colors. It's kind of like when you're sitting there with your food color dyes and you're making new colors, and yellow and blue make green, that kind of thing. And so it makes another color and it makes another frequency. And some of it, she is saying it's like magenta and fuchsia colors coming in, and then it'll go into purples, and it kind of keeps changing. And so that is a good question. We do think that it is probably going to be part of the structure of the light that you are choosing to anchor in for those collectives. There are a lot of light keepers here that are anchors of the light and the 12 rays and those spectrums. So we think that maybe those colors are connected to that as well. It is very convoluted, and we wish that there was one simple answer for you, but there are so many different ways that the light rays come into the planet, and the frequencies are coming into the planet, and the sounds and the harmonics are coming into the planet, that there is not just one easy answer for these questions sometimes. But we hope that that answer kind of expands your mind, and we want you to take your beautiful imagination and imagine it even more expansive than that, and see where that takes you and see where that goes, because you have so many gifts and abilities to bring that information in yourself. And as you keep tapping into it more and more and more, your information, you feel very grounded, by the way. The information, as we're tuning into you, we just feel very grounded. We feel very safe. We feel very comfortable in your energy. And we think that you come into this world with this beautiful energy, and you share it with people, and you help people to feel grounded and safe and comfortable. And we think what a beautiful gift that is in a chaotic world. Yes. And so thank you for the job that you are doing. We want to thank everyone here for the jobs that they are doing, for showing up for us. We're sorry that we didn't get to everyone's questions. Tracie's throat is getting a little raw at this point, and we know that we are starting to fade when that happens. When the physical body is getting tired, it is harder for us to stay here. So as a collective, we want to thank you, everyone, for being here. We do have other videos, a video coming out with Jason soon. If you are not part of his page, QRE is his page, and Tracie will put a link up on her page when that video comes up. And we thank you for always supporting us and keeping us here and helping us to bring in the messages and to share with you. We thank you, and we call in your blessings. We call in your miracles. We call in your answered prayers, and we call in your highest heart. We thank you so much. And thank you for letting us be in your journey today as we bring Tracie back. Okay, you guys, that's it. I'm done.
Speaking of thank yous, thank you to Phil.
Thank you, Phil,
for the $20.
2020. I love it. Oh my God, you are awesome. Thank you. Did Phil have a question? Oh, you were so sweet. I'm just hugging your mind right now, Phil. The cosmos mirrors you. I love it. Very, very sweet. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. I love you all. And thank you for being here and supporting these messages and supporting me, bringing them to you. Until next time, I'm going to go probably take a nap. Okay. I love you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream. And I hate to say goodbye. Oh, hi, Linnell. I see you're on there too. Oh, see, look at me. I'm getting all in there. There's Therese and Allie, Sherry, Debbie, wonderful. Barb, all of you guys, thank you for being here. Thank you, all of you. It went up too fast. I didn't get to see everybody. So if I missed your name, I'm sorry, but I am going to go back and read all of those and look through them. So thank you so much, everybody. Love and light to everyone. We'll see you in the next post. Bye-bye.